surprised the first time that I was asked this question, but over the last few years, I have been asked this question more times than I can count. So I wanted to address it in a video. Do dogs imprint on humans? If you are a fan of the Twilight series, the books or the movies, you may have seen that and heard the term imprinting, that the wolves imprint on people or other wolves. So we've kind of used that term now, and people will use that to talk about the bond between a dog and their owner. And so I've had people ask, do dogs really imprint on humans? So what is imprinting? Many people use the word imprinting, as I said, to describe that bond between a dog and their owner. And it's more of like a parent-son or a parent-daughter bond that we refer to when we talk about imprinting. That bond, that parental bond, is also called a filial bond. A filial bond or filial relationship, as I said, is one resembling that of a child, a son or a daughter. For example, some animal behavior experts believe that baby birds will imprint on the first animal or human that they see after hatching out of their egg. Dogs, it's not quite like that. Just because you take an 8-week-old puppy away from their mother and bring him home doesn't mean that he instantly imprints and thinks that you're his parent. It doesn't work like that for dogs, but dogs do somewhat imprint on humans. In terms of a filial bond, it's impossible for anyone to know exactly how your dog feels about you. Nobody can ask dogs. Nobody can do a study to see, if those relationships between parents and human children and parents and furry children are the same. But there has been some research done on the way that dogs interact with their human counterparts or their human companions. And there's been some study on the chemicals that go through their brain when they, for example, see their human. There's been some studies on canine behavior. If they see their human, for example, interacting with someone in a negative way, even if the dog doesn't know that person and it's a stranger, the dog then will interact with that person in a negative way because their owner interacted in a negative way. So it's pretty neat, the research that's been done. If you click the link below this video, you can see all the research. I've shared a bunch of links there, and you can see some studies that have been done and what's been found. But what experts do know is that the bond between a dog and their human is incredibly strong, and it typically forms pretty quickly. There is an exception to that, and I'll get to that, but typically it forms pretty quickly, especially if you adopt your dog from a puppy. If you've adopted a puppy, for 7 weeks, he was with his mother and his litter mates, and now you've taken him away from that and brought him into your home with you. If you've adopted a dog, even if they're a little bit of an older puppy or even an older dog, you may not know much about his life between when he left his mother and when he came home with you. Due to unstable conditions and possible trauma, it may be difficult to form a bond with a rescue dog at first. It can be done, but at first it might just take a little longer than it would with a new puppy. In extreme cases, your dog may never be able to form a strong bond or quote unquote imprint on you. You definitely can build that relationship. You just may never get to the point where, there's 100% trust and a really strong relationship there. In most cases, the bonding process starts as soon as you adopt your new pet, whether it's a puppy or an adult. You provide your dog with food, shelter, and safety. This is what begins that bonding process. So they see you now as the caregiver, or, in a lot of relationships, that's the parental figure. Your parental figure, like when they were with their mother, the mother dog provides food, the mother dog provides protection, the mother dog provides shelter. So those things are all provided by a parental figure, and now your pet has come to live with you and you're providing those things. Spending quality time with your pet, like going for daily walks, playing sessions, grooming sessions, training sessions, those all help to strengthen the bond with your dog faster. They start to see you as that person who is guiding them and teaching them, and their person, you could say. You're spending that time with them, and so they start to develop that bond with you. As your bond grows, you'll notice some behavioral changes in your dog. Dogs will show more affection, obviously, and seem happier when their person is around. So for example, in my house, we have 3 dogs. One of them, our chocolate lab, she's my girl. When I come home, even if everybody else in our house is home, she comes running over to me, tail wagging, super excited, extra excited to see me. One of our dogs, our little mixed breed dog, Joey, he is my daughter's dog. He has chosen my daughter for whatever reason. And again, it doesn't mean that he doesn't love any of the rest of us, but when she comes home, that's when he really lights up. He really gets excited. It's noticeable, the difference between when he sees her and when he sees another member of our family. You may also notice your dog sniffing you more or being more attracted to things that smell like you. The sense of smell is your dog's most powerful sense, so it's no wonder that your smell is going to be comforting to him. He may like laying on blankets that you've used, or you may find him making a bed on some clothes you've left on the floor. Sometimes dogs will carry around an object. So I was talking to you about my dog that really has bonded with my daughter. He'll carry her stuffed animals around. He never chews them, doesn't shred them, but he'll carry them around. If he doesn't have access to one of her stuffed animals, he might carry around one of her shoes or a sock, something he dug out of her dirty laundry bin. But he likes to have something that smells like her with him. Joey is a rescue dog, and so there was some trauma there. And now that he's formed that bond with her, with our daughter, with her, it's comforting to him to have something that smells like her around him even when she's not around. Dogs may become more protective once they've imprinted on a human. So you might notice that your dog becomes possessive of you around other animals or other humans. A little jealousy is normal. When I get down on the floor to play with my dogs, you know, the two smaller dogs come over and I pet them and I love them. And our chocolate lab, Sadie, again, who I said, you know, is the one who's bonded with me the strongest. She always kind of comes over and pushes everybody out of the way and tries to get all my attention. She'll come over and sit down on my lap, you know, to try and get as much of my attention as she can away from the other two dogs. So stuff like that, very normal, but aggression needs to be nipped in the bud right away. So any signs of aggression, if you notice hair standing up, growling, barking, snapping, anything like that, some pet parents think that it's sweet that their dog is protective of them, but that protectiveness can turn into aggression over time. I've shared some tips. I've even done a video guide. You can check that out up there. You can click the link below the video and that will take you to my written guide. There's a lot of information there on dealing with dogs that have aggression or working with dogs that are protective, dogs that have resource guarding issues, stuff like that. There's lots of information there, so you can check that out. Obviously, you know, if you feel like it's a problem and you're uncomfortable with it, I would definitely recommend reaching out to a professional trainer, let them know what's going on, try to find somebody who has experience with this specific thing with a dog that's possessive of their owner. There are lots of trainers out there that have dealt with this and it's an easy, quick fix. They can come right to you and help you deal with that. They can get you on the right path to working with your dog so that you two can, you know, like I said, nip that in the bud and move forward with your relationship and have that bond without the worry of having that aggression come out down the road. As I said, bonding or imprinting may take more time for some dogs than others. If your dog has trust or behavior issues, if they have some trauma from their past, it may take months to form that bond. Be patient, show your pet kindness and love, and I'm sure he'll be imprinting on you in no time.